Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hope you're all doing well out there. Don't mind me. I'm just going to go in and boost my microphone just a smidge here. Try to get it back to where I had it last time I went live. There, I think that's better. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you're doing well. It's evening for me, but wherever it is for you. Sadiq Cat, I know for you it is 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that. Morning View gets to say they were first today. Mojophonic is here. Jash is also here. Trickman Terry on the wrong account. 2 a.m. for Sadiq Cat. That's crazy. I could never. Although last night I was up at 2 a.m. or yeah, I didn't. For some reason I got into bed at like 9 p.m. I didn't fall asleep till like 1:30, and then I woke up at 5:30 just ready to go. So I have been busy today. I've edited 3 videos and shot one. I shot an overview, or not an overview, but like my first impressions with the Teenage Engineering, the EP133, the KO2. That thing's weird as hell, man. It's so weird. And I'll probably edit that after dinner or tonight, or tomorrow. Then Saturday, my wife, myself, and her little sister, we all leave on a road trip to New Mexico. So that'll be fun. Yeah, too old to stay up to 2 a.m. Yeah, it's that 2 a.m. is a rough time. Hey, Terry's back on the right account now. That hasn't happened for a while. That used to be when we were doing weekly streams. I remember that was like we couldn't start until that had happened. It is. Oh, I just remembered something else I have to do tomorrow. I have to box up the MPC Live 3 and get that sent back to Zounds. I have to visit either the FedEx or the UPS store. I can never remember which one. That'll be fun. Am I taking the weird as hell gear on the trip? Yes, that's kind of the whole reason I got the EP133. I'm borrowing it from Zounds as well. They sent an open box unit, and the fader works, so that's good. Hey, MD, how's it going? Wake up at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m., 12 o'clock, or I don't know. Sleep between 6 or 15 hours. That's wild. That's crazy. I'm up at 5:30 every day no matter what, but I need to start going to bed earlier. I need to try to go to bed by like 9:30. I'm an old man. I need my sleep. But yeah, the EP133 is coming on the trip. It is hopefully gonna have a song made on it in the car. I figured it would be kind of fun for the 3 of us to mess around with it in the car. Maybe do some like loud, obnoxious group vocals or something. I don't know. It's an interesting piece of gear for sure. I like the price point, and the funny thing is we were actually at her family's place in New Mexico when it was released or announced. We all thought it was going to be, I remember Galactic Tapes and I thought it was going to be a new OPZ. We were so excited. But instead it was this, and I pre-ordered one instantly. I fought the Wi-Fi. There was like 20 people there. It was Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was the Thanksgiving gathering. And there were so many people there. And I was fighting the Wi-Fi trying to order it. Finally got one and then canceled my pre-order like an hour later. So happy to finally try it. Anyway, shall we get in here? OBS says there's 0 people in here, or not OBS. YouTube says there's 0 people in here, but clearly I see people in chat. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? We are, of course, gathered here today to listen to the patron entries for the challenge for the month of November. This month's challenge was kind of an interesting one. It's partnered, as you'll see here, it's partnered with December's. So it says you'll be making the drum beats in November that someone else will use in December to make into a full song. So this month was make a song consisting of only percussive elements, aka make several beats. I'd like you to make an intro pattern, a verse pattern, a chorus pattern, an outro pattern, and at least 3 different fills. Aside from that, no copyrighted or offensive material. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So basically this month, people just needed to make some drum grooves. We don't exist. We are a figment of your imagination. I feel like it sometimes. I definitely feel like it sometimes. Anyway, yeah, shall we just dive right in? We've got quite a few entries to get through. I'm excited. I have no clue what anybody did. I haven't listened to anything. I only just made mine today. I only got around to making mine today. So it was rough. This has been like a hell of a couple of weeks trying to get stuff sorted before the trip. Anyway, enough rambling from me. Jan is up first, who says, last challenge I missed due to stress outside music. I will compensate. Now I'm first. The song is 144 BPM. The verses usually start with 1 or 2 bars of the intro or a previous verse. The choruses are getting longer each time, and they contain parts that are drummed with a division of 3 to the main beat. But since the fragments of which the choruses are made are 4 beats long rather than 6 beats, these slower parts only play 4 to 3 times. 4 or 3 times, not 2 times. I hope this is not too confusing. Made it on the OPXY. And this device takes the longest track as length of the scene. Probably should have added a silent track of 6 beats to have the choruses really count properly. Anyway, to simplify, you can start your verses quietly to have a break. You can use 4/4 or triplets, but should finish your phrase after 4 bars, and then it will probably work out well. 144 BPM, and there's some swing, but the OPXY isn't clear in expressing that as a number. Suspect it's 55 or 60%. All right, well, that was a lot of information. I am intrigued as to what this is going to sound like. So here we go. Let's kick it off with Jan. All right, there's our first entry from Jan. That's pretty cool. This is going to be a very interesting stream, I think. Just kind of listening to drum grooves. I find myself not really commenting on the groove itself in my head as it's because normally when these play, I'm like, okay, things to comment on. But here I'm all of a sudden I find myself thinking like, okay, what would I put over this? You know what I mean? I like how polyrhythmic it is, but it's also still very much, it's got that pulsing kick that you can feel in 4 if you want. So I think just about anybody's going to be able to work over that, no problem, which is pretty cool. I could also see people chopping that up and going like 1 bar from the verse, 1 bar from the chorus, 1 bar from the verse, 1 bar from the chorus, varying things like that. I think there's a lot to work with there. You provided more than I did for sure. So, yeah, well done. Awesome. All right, next up is Josh. Here's my entry in showcase form. I will split things up by sections for the lucky recipient and edit with the link here. Oh, yeah, I haven't told people how these are getting distributed yet. Tempo is 80 BPM. No swing except for any wonkiness of the samples being looped. 2 bars of intro, 2 phrases of verse, fill variation 1, 2 phrases of chorus, fill variation 1, 2 phrases of verse, fill variation 2, 2 phrases of chorus, fill variation 2, 2 phrases of intro again for breakdown, and then 2 phases or phrases for the outro. Very cool. Also, I saw someone else pop in. Oh, If Dots is here. How's it going? All right, I keep opening the wrong window. Safari, that's what I want. You all are in Chrome, and then I've got all this pulled up in Safari, so OBS can tell the difference. All right, here we go. This is Josh's entry. Just Beats. Nice. chaos at the end. I love that. That was pretty cool. Sadiq Cat says, I'm getting PO vibes, but knowing Josh, that's probably the M8. Josh loves that M8. Also, if you can hear, I do have my bass. And I'm jamming along to some of these. Just trying to feel them out. Don't worry, I will not get first dibs. I'll take whatever. I'll take the last one. Don't worry. That was very cool though, Josh. I'm excited to see how people change these up. From I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like when you make your drum beats, I'm sure you kind of have expectations, for how the patterns are going to be used, or at least not really expectations, but like when I was making mine, I definitely was hearing a melody in my head, and you just know that whoever gets your pattern is going to come up with something completely different. So I think that's going to be the most fun. I also just realized someone could take, like, you could take the outro of Josh's pattern, and that could be your, like, verse. Like, that chaos at the end, that could be your verse pattern. You know what I mean? The patterns don't have to be as they were written. Or what they were for. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm an idiot when I don't have a script in front of me. Sorry. All right. Moving on, we got If Dots, who says, well, I don't think it's very good, but I'm trying to participate. So here is the thing, and MIDI stems as well. Yeah, a lot of people did MIDI stems too, which is cool. Yeah, here we go. Here's If Dots. All right, that was If Dots. I really like that one. I think it was Josh who said lots of potential here. Yeah, I like how much you gave people to work with. Um, Different vibes in there for sure. You had like the really spacey patterns with the cowbell. And like I said, space in the drums can really, really lend itself to funky bass lines. So I think there's a ton to work with in there. Hey, how's it going, Just Geo? Thanks for joining us this evening. Yeah, that was well done. I like that a lot. All right, moving on. We got Trickman Terry. This one's probably not a troll. Who says, here's my November Beats entry. I made 2 intros labeled Intro 1 and Intro 2 because it just fit the project. Feel free to use one or both. Cool. Tempo 110 and enjoy. All right, here we go. Here's Trickman Terry. I like it. It was very water drippy. I'm curious, Terry, what did you use for that? That was very cool. I like that quite a bit. That got very funky in there. Very wet sounding. Once again, my favorite thing about all these entries is how different they are. You know what I mean? It's gonna be. I'm really excited for next month just to see what these all turn into. It's gonna be super interesting. Also, if you haven't yet hit like on the stream, what are you waiting for? When there's only like 10 people in here, every like counts. Roland TR6S. Nice. What are my opinions on the Arturia drum brute? I liked it. I borrowed it from Zounds for a couple months. I liked it. It was definitely limited in the sounds that you could get out of it. But I liked the sequencer a lot. I liked the functionality. I liked that it had individual outs on the back for the sounds themselves, in addition to the stereo pair. So you could run each of the individual drums through different effects, or run them into, separate channels in your DAW pretty easily. I did like that. All in all, it's a pretty good drum machine. If you're looking for those just classic analog sounds, go for it. Get the Impact, though. Don't just get the normal drum brute. Get the drum brute Impact for sure. All right. Next up, we've got Piperius, who says had lots of fun with this one, which once again was born on the move and grew up quickly in live, as things often do. 85 BPM, and we have a key. We got a chord name, C major 9. Are we just working in C major? I don't know. We'll see. Could not add the MP3 to this existing message, so it is added below. Sadiq Katz. Here we go. So I'm going to stay on mic for this one because, and a lot of people have entered like this, myself included too, multiple messages or multiple posts for the different patterns, which I kind of like too. And I'm going to set my bass down because I was resting it on my leg and it hurt. Thigh was getting tired. And I'm going to close my blinds because it gets dark at 4:30 now. Okay. Here we go. Piperius, that's how I'm going to say it. With the first pattern. I'm just going to stay on the mic. Interesting. We have a melodic element in here. Also, sorry, this one is very quiet. I am maxed out on OBS. Okay, so we've got some melodic elements in there. I do like the sound of those drums quite a bit. Let's move on to... wrong window. Let's move on to the second one here. Nice breakdown here. Ooh, I like the reverb on those drums. All right, now we've got the bridge. And moving on, we've got C part. Yeah, definitely slap a guitar and piano over this, for sure. Yeah, I can't really see this one going any other direction than just a nice lo-fi hip-hop vibe. Whoops, I accidentally just clicked on Ableton Live instead of Safari. There we go. And then this one's called Drum Part. Gonna go ahead and mute the mic for this one. Well, that was beautiful. I think that might already be pretty close to a finished song. Maybe someone can just throw down some guitar over that or something. Just a nice mellow solo. High quality lo-fi grooves, for sure. All right, now we're going to scroll back up. There we go. To Sadiq Cat. Says, this is minimally mixed. We'll share either stems or a mixed version, however the collaborator wants. Nice. To add energy, I added a layer of Foley. Nice. Here composed of a previously recorded WD-40 sample pack. That's the most Sadiq Cat thing I've ever heard. Most of my fills were negative, muting elements to build anticipation to fill, and then added some toms and temple block. Nice. All right, I'm going to leave... Yeah, this will be up on the screen here so you can follow along with where we are on the timestamp here. And that's where... Oh, structure at bars, not timestamps. I'm an idiot. All right, so this is more for... This will be more useful for the people actually, whoever winds up using this. But here we go. Sadiq Cat. Well, that was a ride. That snare is so cool. Filthy trash can snare thing, yeah. That one could go anywhere. I had so many ideas for it. Just just on initial listen. I want to play my bass guitar on all of these. This song is done as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that was some very a good name for that song would be Percussion That Spoke. I think that's what I would call it. That was pretty cool. And then City Cat has posted all of the sections of that composition as individual parts. So whoever winds up using these gets it as individual parts. Mojophonic has also done the same, but has also combined everything, much like City Cat, into a full version. And they say, here is the full track, arranged. It's a basic house/melodic house track. Not sure how good it is. I did add a bass track to it in my DAW, not in the upload, and I can kind of see how I might make a full track out of it. So maybe the unfortunate soul that gets this might be successful. Mostly dry with just a little processing. Room to add your own style. That's pretty cool that you like then took a bass line and or took your pattern and put a bass line to it after. You thought the trash can snare thing was a degraded ride cymbal? Making a pun. All right. Mojophonic, here we go. Let's have a listen. Nothing wrong with that. I'd be happy to get that one. That's like I said. Sometimes just going the standard route in a challenge like this. We've done this before. We did it with samples last year. But sometimes going standard here, you're really just enabling the whoever winds up using your patterns to make the full track. You're really enabling them to get crazy and wild with it. Because I feel every bit of a song needs some sort of like grounded element, unless you're Jack White. But yeah, that's how I see it. I thought that was awesome. I'd be more than happy to use that one. Absolutely, well done. All right, let's see. We've got Swaggerly, and then Isorty, and then MD, and me. So we got 4 left. Cool. Where were we? Here we are. All right, Swaggerly says, hey everyone, mine is a bit festive, but it should be pretty easy to use. I made it on my Ableton Move using stock sounds. If anyone would like the set file, let me know. Oh, that's cool. Nice option. All right. We're just going to listen to all of these individually right now. Oh, nice and simple. Again, I see what Swaggerly means by festive. I hear those sleigh bells and Santa Claus is coming to town. All right, next one. Here we go. Fill 2. Nice little variation there. Yeah, definitely a difference in there. Here's a third fill. A little more excitement in the sleigh bells there. Some 16th notes. Already mix and matching. And the last one. And nice and clean. I like this because you could also like add your own percussion over the top. This one, I know they've all been pretty open-ended. This one might be the most open-ended. You could literally take this in any direction you wanted. This is my favorite of the patterns, though. I like this little... I like that little stop right in there. It's pretty cool. This is real-life Soda Pop by the Soja Boys. Energy with the soda opening sound. Yeah, no kidding. That would be crazy, a Soda Pop cover. Using that, Soda Pop at 98 BPM. What is that? What is the tempo of Soda Pop? Probably right around there. Like what? 130-ish, 135. Yeah. I'll out myself now. I freaking love that movie. I thought K-Pop Demon Hunters was absolutely freaking insanely good. Those are pretty cool though. Again, there are no entries that I would mind, getting to use. There's nothing here that I would be like, oh, dang it. You know what I mean? Like they're all so different, and they're different amounts of open-endedness. Some of them just let you, some of them like kind of give it right to you what they want you to be, and then other ones like that one are kind of like choose your own path, and I like that. Soda Pop is 126. Was I singing it too fast? No, that sounds right. That sounds right. All your friends love K-Pop Demon Hunters. My wife's little sister, not the one who went to NobCon, not the one who's in her early 20s. She has a much, much younger sister. What's that? She's 11. Who introduced my wife and I to K-Pop Demon Hunters, and my jaw was on the floor. I as someone who loves Spider-Verse, that Spider-Verse, and then it's a musical with a bunch of banger ass tracks. Like, come on, like you can't beat that. So good. All right. Anyway, moving on to Isorty. whose name I always mess up, but that's okay. Says, okay, so my project is a bit of a mess. Kind of a genre journey once again. Awesome. D&B, techno, psytrance. So it might be a little harsh to work with. I'm so sorry. This is giving Sam Reich right here. Any Game Changer? Make some noise. Dropout fans out there? So in order, you have the whole thing. The sounds used in order from C1 to A1. Oh, wow. Providing individual songs. The MIDI file of the whole song so that you can recreate it in any DAW with the previous file or change the sounds themselves if they don't work. That's pretty cool. Song is cut into sections with the file name format here. Right on. Well, let's listen to the full thing, which should be this first track. Here we go. I didn't mean to skip. It got too quiet. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Turns out I was missing something. Still should be playing. There we go. Okay, threw me for a loop. I'm going to mute my mic again. Yeah, someone's going to do something crazy with that. I'm calling it right now. Someone's going to get that and do something absolutely wild with that. I don't know what it's going to be. I kept hearing like some really reverby chords over the top of it. And keeping the music itself pretty static, and then like doubling the drums and putting some wild effects on there with some like reverse chops or something, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm calling it now. That's going to be the most intense one. And I might be wildly wrong, and that's okay. And that's kind of the fun of this challenge. But yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. We'll go ahead and we'll skip MD and we'll do mine. That's just because I don't like to end ever on mine. That just feels wrong. So we'll save MDs for last. Mine are just some short patterns here. So I did everything at my acoustic drum set. I wanted to have some fun at the acoustic set and give someone the opportunity to work with a live drummer. Of course, that means there are going to be slight tempo discrepancies. That's just part of being human and me not having a ton of time to record. However, there is one pattern where I did put quite a bit of push and pull on it. Yeah, this one down here. Tempo is 97. I went double time down here with a little push and pull. So here you go. Pattern number 1. Just like that. Nice and simple. Let's go pattern number 2. Okay, there's pattern number 2. Here's the intro. Forgot that one. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. I wanted to keep it pretty open-ended. I'm hoping that these get, like, affected to shit. Like, I'm hoping they get reduced to, like, just super grimy sounding. But, again, like, it's not up to me. I kind of like that. Here is the double time push and pull. And then fill number 1. And fill number 2. I like that one. That's my favorite. And then the outro. I'll be very curious to see what people do with these. What is this human musician you speak of? I don't have anything witty to say to that other than it's just sadly me. I was going to do these on the razzmatazz, and then I forgot about that and committed the razzmatazz to something else. So I just wound up being up the drum set. And these are recorded on the acoustic kit with my 4 mics going into the Zoom H6 Essential. This beat is free. I guess anyone who just listened to this stream could rip it right off here for free. Most of you pay $1 for the beat, otherwise to be on the Patreon on the Discord. Anyway, that's my stuff. Moving on, our last one. We've got MD, who says, didn't think I'd have an entry ready for this month, but I've been working on a house track, and so now one of you will be too. I love it. Everything is coming out of the Digitact, or Digitact, and I'm fully DAW-less, so I'm limited as to the separate parts I'll be able to provide. That's okay, which I will work on and upload ASAP. 130 BPM, 60 swing. Here we go. MD, take it away. I love that ending. Well done. If I wind up with that one, I'm going to do call and response with the cowbell, but with like every instrument I have. Like everyone's going to get a turn to battle the cowbell. Call and response is fun. That was a good time. I like that a lot. The only prescription is more. That is correct. YouTube just sent you a notification to say that I'm live, as we're 1 hour into the stream and we just finished the last the last entry. Awesome. Well, that's lovely, YouTube. Thanks. We're just ready to wrap things up now. Hit like if you haven't on the stream. I would certainly appreciate it. Or dislike, that's okay. If you are not a patron and you heard these beats and you want to participate in the challenge for next month, where you get to take one of these beats and turn it into a full song, you can head over to patreon.com/freebeat, sign up. It starts at just $1. And that gets you full access to the Discord page or the Discord server where all of this takes place. So just $1 a month. And as for everybody else who is patrons, who's in here, who are patrons who are in here, geez. Okay, so how I'm going to do it basically is next Tuesday, I'm going to be in the Discord and I'm going to basically let people sign up, so to speak, to take place in the December challenge. I'm going to give everyone a couple days, and then you'll all get your assignments later, a couple days later, with the patterns that you need to use for your entry. Yeah, everyone's music is very different. It's going to be really cool to see what people do. So that's what's going to happen. I'll make a big blanket post on Tuesday. I'll tag everybody in the Discord server, and I'll probably post on Patreon as well. And I might even make a YouTube community post. We'll see, to see if anyone else wants to join up before the challenge starts. But yeah, we'll basically have a sign-up sheet, so to speak. That's pretty much it. Alrighty, well, that brings us to the end of all the entries. Good job, everybody. This was an interesting one, just listening to a bunch of drums. But I still had a good time hanging out. Hopefully you did too. Now I need to get back to editing. Whoa, will I be selecting at random or on feeling? You'll see. You'll see. It'll probably wind up just being random. But there are a couple things that could change that. You'll see. But anyway, now I need to get back to editing my video on the KO2. So I believe this is where we're going to part ways today. Also, dinner just showed up, and I know my wife is waiting to eat it with me as we watch Demi's new comedy special on Dropout TV, dropout.tv. Feel free to sponsor the show. Me, Dropout. I'm an idiot. I'm just rambling. All right, everybody. I'm looking forward to hearing all these tracks. Thank you so much for hanging out today, and I'll see y'all in the Discord, those of you who are patrons. And if you're not, you should really sign up. It's a lot of fun. It's super cheap, and it's a good time. All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.